play. If there is no question regarding this section, so we'll continue with another section, which is the debate time about the policies. So let's start with the with team Woice first. Okay, can you please talk about your first policies?
Sure. Sorry. My money, my choice, the financial policy, I'm sure. Okay. The idea is that there's a tiny bit. First of all, we want to demand the school for explanation of our tuition detail, that during this time and their initial intention, what are they going to use with our tuition exactly? Secondly, we want to demand to be in control of some part of the money that if we discuss as the details are being shown, we want to discuss on what part that during this online study that part are not being used, and we could discuss on what to do with that part of money. Okay, there's a more. No mandatory payment collection from the government. Is it's just that simple, that we will not just tell like exactly you have to pay for and exactly how much money, but the funding will be optional. The idea is that we believe that it is our job of the student government to create an attractive event that actually give meaningful value to the student participating in the activity or the event we are making. So that we are planning to do what we are planning to do is that each time there's a event going to happen, the student government will have the job to create an actual money plan, how we're going to spend the money and how the event is going to be like, what it is supporting for. We will publish public, to the student of our school to decide. And the indication that the student found this the event meaningful and worth their time is the funding. The funding will be optional. The point is that no mandatory payment collection, but funding is still needed because the money is still necessary a factor to create something, and we cannot avoid that. The fourth one is the free community service. No, it's going to get controversial. There's many community service that if we actually look into it, you can actually do it without spending any money. This includes the community service that use your ability, your student capability, such as media making or even reading book to the blind. Everyone can read in our school, right? I would end it right there, opening up for the question.
Anyone has question? Sorry.
Okay, so first question I have is about the funding. Like you want to let me get this straight. So you want the school to show what they actually use the money for. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes. Correct.
I honestly feel like it's really excessive to ask for that, because well, I feel like it's I feel like it's very excessive to really ask the school to show like they spend this money to say pay for the wage of this certain teacher or like this teacher, and show that you have this money and you're going to use this for the different things, which obviously I know you might be questioning like, well, what are they really using them? But in feelings, I feel like it's really excessive that students would be asking for the school to show these things, because in another view, I feel like it's kind of like an attack on the school in a sense, because you're indirectly saying that the school is not being clear or transparent with their spending. Yeah. And a question, what do you mean by control the money, like the expense of the school?
All right. To answer the money, first up, as I said, we demand to see the part about, like how the school are using our tuition policy. This going to contribute to the second one, which is that want to know which part that are not being used during the online study. And to answer that, to our belief, it is not excessive at all. It is not excessive at all to request, because during the online study, it is quite clear that most of our tuition is going to be basing on funding the school facility and many of the maintenance, or even the teacher is still on states anyway. But on the money that are on supporting the facility, most of that part actually that in this day during the online study, we are not using any of that, and it is quite simple. So we actually want to take care of that. To be in control is that to be in control is that we want to be in control is that we want to see like the part that are not being used, right? And as the student government, we are the representative of the student. So we would ask the majority of the student in what ways that we can utilize this money in the most beneficial way to the majority, and focusly on academic focus.
So if I'm getting this correct, you're only 5 people is going to get to be able to control this money, right? Like from the student government.
That's a very good open up for the elaboration. It's actually going to link to another policy that we want to open up engagement of the student with the school with the student government, right? Thing is that of course we are going to just going to be deciding on what to do with that. Of course, there's a student advisor, and there's also like in general is that we are going to ask the people. There will be process on asking what are we actually going to do with the money. That's simple. We are not the one deciding on like what to use, but the majority vote will be.
So not control, so just suggesting in a sense, or like asking for funding in a sense, right?
In a way that the control, is that the money will be under our like what is it, like execution. It's going to be under our execution anyway, but we will not act without discussion.
I see.
Or if it's shook.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So we
So-
have one participant who raised her hand. So I will ask you to unmute and just ask the candidate. Oh, sorry.
Hello. Okay, so hi, I'm Pranuan. As you guys know, I was one of the student government in the previous 2 years. I have a question about the second policy you have suggested. So about things a little like far, it's a very good idea, but how are you going to operate on this? Like you go into demand a school and that's it. What if in the worst case they don't give it to you because it is counted as official documents, and unfortunately this is related to MUIC, NMU, I think. I'm not sure, but you need to like research on that. But I'm pretty sure that it is more than just a school because they have some kinds of the contracts, and not that the school use all of their money, but some has been spent on the MUIC, which is the campus itself. Yeah, just begin with this question first.
May you repeat like repeat like the first question? Hello. May you repeat like the first question?
Oh,
That
okay. I
was
was
really-
muted.
Sorry.
I muted myself. Okay. So
Yeah.
my question is that how are you going to make this demand official? Like you are going to see the spending record, and what if they cannot give it to you because it's business? We have to agree on this. Like school is, and it relies on the MUIC, so that maybe the decision doesn't depend on the hate, but then it depends on the person who has people who have higher authority on this. Like how are you going to contact them, and how are you going to make this official, apart from saying this is one of our policy?
I'm sure. Okay, about the inside, we did research. We did research. All right. About the contract, we are sure that in order to open a school, there will be a contract, especially our school that it opens in Mahidol area, and we know there's a contract that our school need to we need to make the incomes reach the requirement, right? And that's one of the pressure on the school already, that they must make enough income as their plan and the goal. The thing is that there's another pressure on the school as well. Another pressure on the school is the parent, the population of the school. The population of the school, of course, there's many of us, including me and many others, that believe our tuition should be used for something else. And at least it should be clear that what it is being used for. The possibility is on that with let's look on from the perspective of the school. There's one pressure is that they need to make income. Another pressure is that the parents are not happy. We are making a bargain with the school. What we are offering to them, that they will prove their sincerity to the population of the school. We want them to and that first off, if the school agree with us to show off what they're going to use and lend some of the money that they are needed to being sent to the university or something like that. Of course, the money they are going to give to us, let's be real here, it's a small proportion. comparing to what are they being received. And the hard truth is that we are not going to gain all of it, even though in some way we deserve to gain more, but we cannot ask for much. And I'm looking at the possibility here. If we ask for too much, such as lowering the tuition cost, it's not going to happen. But we are offering the school that if you help us, it will reduce the pressure from the parent. Now I know it's going to sound a bit. Why don't we just help all of them the thing we can? I'm pointing out that this is the start of what we can do in the future. Okay. Oh yes, yes. I'm sorry to answer. Actually, let's be clear. I forgot to answer another. There's another part is that parents are the big part of the influence. We need parents, and I'm sure that many of the parents would want us to be more in control, and also that we want to see what the school are using the money for. There's a high possibility parents will be supporting on this. We will create a petition, a serious one, for demand school to open up their details. You want to talk about laws? You want to talk about laws? Why law?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I talking too long?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. About laws, we've been researching already. For school, I mean like the school that are under the supervise of the government, such as Mahidol. There's actually a law that if there's a high demand on like people requesting to see what are you using the money for. Normally it is on the organization that will ask the facility that okay, show us your money details. We can do that, and if they don't, it is even against the law even. And of course, yeah, it's just ending right there.
Okay. Okay, that's the first part. And like about the competitions, I think it's the fifth policy, is it? Okay, so there were actually a lot of acts already being operated, like for example, like Christmas Day or houses activities, or even I think it's Miss Penny. Yeah, Miss Penny Award. And it just got stopped because of the COVID. But then after COVID-19, I think those are coming back eventually. But what I've seen so far is that even though we try to provide a lot in the previous years, the problem is these are not attractive to students, and they decided not enough. Like even though we say that we would give them like learning development, they do not want to do that because they just want to go back to do some work. And how do you think you're going to make this like to students and the same norms will not occur this year?
But for I mean, this, so this is another policies apart from this policy. So Japan, can you answer it like in policy you talk about it? Like
Sorry, I can't hear.
Like this policy is not like relevant to like the policy that you are talking about right now. So like, can you answer it later on?
อ๋อโอเคได้โอเค thank you I think that's it for this policy
Excuse me, I think I have one question. Like, can I ask something? Like, what you're trying to do is trying to see what's school, like what school did with our tuition fees, right? And you want like sum of money to like give it to us to like create events or like etc. But like if you can't achieve this, and you said you would do like some petition like funding, but how can you make sure that the petition and funding is enough for student government to create the activities for you guys? Like how can you make sure that people will like will willing to like give that much money to us to like create events?
Oh yes, about the planning, isn't it? About the planning, how we're going to make it attractive enough for the people to feel that this is worth it to pay for. So, as I said, sorry, the phone is vibrating. Where we are, yes. How we're going to make it attractive enough for the student to find it interesting, and that's the ways to look at it. First of all, we found it is our job to make it interesting, right? And how are we going to do it? Actually, we mentioned it before that there will be involvement with the student themselves. We will try our best to discuss how other events are going to be like for as many as widely as the type of the student found, so that it ensures the student will find it meaningful. And if you are going to say that nobody is willing to actually pay for something they found meaningful and viable, then this is the topic to talk to. Thank you.
So like if you don't have like if the money is not enough for like creating the event, so what's you're gonna do next? Like not creating events or like using your own money or like asking from parents or what?
Okay, if the money not reach is requirement, there's a two choice. There's a two choice. One is that there's the money from PA, but we will not rely on that, of course. That's ludicrous if we're just going to rely on the money from somebody to funding on. But that's just one choice, and we're not relying on it. And the second scenario is that if there's no funding enough, then exactly there will be no that event, because as our principal said, the students do not find the event meaningful enough for them. Therefore, they do not deserve, this event do not deserve to be made. And if the school demand for the student government assign us, you have to do this event, make it happen, you must do this event happen, then that's the chance for us to talk to the school that this event isn't meaningful enough and this shouldn't be made because it's a waste of money. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I would be happy to hear more about Polaris policy.
Okay, do we have any question next? Sunita, are you gonna ask more question?
it's okay you can move
she's
on
not responded, so we're gonna move to the next team, which is Polaris. Can you please introduce your first policies and briefly explain about it?
Okay. I enjoyed looking and watching the long conversation. Okay, so my policy is facilities. It's quite simple. We just keep our facilities better, and such as add sanitary napkin vending machines in girls' washrooms for when they have an emergency, and put stationery in the school library for when you happen to forget stuff, and extend cafeteria opening times. So for some people who may stay a bit, they might want something to eat, and we have umbrellas for rent for when it rains, and say you want to go to a buffet, a hot pot buffet across the school, but it's raining, so you can rent an umbrella. It's pretty simple.
Okay, so any question? Yeah, probably no one raising hand.
Do you want me to explain a bit more about why we need this policy?
Go on.
We feel like this policy, we admit it's quite minor. We don't really have to have this policy, but it's kind of like these, I feel like it's these kind of details that we must put into consideration, because it's these tiny details that may make a student's day happier. And I feel like it's the details we need to take care of loose ends as well. Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, Nong Ang, did you talk about extending cafeteria time in the afternoon, right?
Yes. I feel like our cafeteria could use some food. Well, it's not. It's optional for the stores if they want to open. But this policy is just in case they want to stay open for a bit longer. We currently only have store 9, which only sells drinks and snacks, and I think it could use other ones as well. But in the case that if it really is optional, then it's okay.
Oh, if there's no any store want to open in the afternoon due to like not enough profit for them, what strategy would be used?
Well, I think it's not really about the profit. I feel like it's more about accommodating the students' needs, and even after school times. It's something that the school should have. And although it's not guaranteed that they will have great profits, but it's also not guaranteed that the students wouldn't come and eat. Well, you would have to try out things first. And I see a lot of students would try to come buy snacks even after like school times, and I see it works out pretty great for store 9, and I think other stores would be great as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go on to another policy from Woice.
Okay, Easy Pass ticket to university. The names clearly show that there's something to do about passing this school and get into the university of your interest. As we said, the 2 main ideas are the competition. The second one, something new, family job shadowing. I would not get into the competition that much because it is quite simple. It is something that we probably are used to, but yeah, making diverse competition, and there will be more diverse certificate and making something meaningful. Yeah. Next up, family job shadowing, something new, and actually many other schools do have it, but our school don't. the idea is that there's a many amazing parents in our school, and we are proud of them, right? Most of our parents, they got good, they know that thing. They know that thing. They can afford us to be in here. Things that our parent, MUIDS parent, they got the potential. Especially we're talking about internship. The original idea of family job shadowing is that we would like to create the opportunity for the parent to create a conference or creating a meeting, showing off their workplace and showing how they work. And for that, we thought, okay, it's going to be beneficial for the people who want certificate. What about we upscale it a little bit? This for this part is going to be super beneficial for the next year, grade 11 or 8. The 08 is that I'm sure that many of us agree that the internship this year was pretty hard, but it was pretty difficult to find, and that when you get one, it isn't quite satisfying. And in the future, it's going to be even more difficult for the grade 11 to find to find an internship for the capstone project. Again, one of the requirements to pass this school. The thing is that why do we need doing internship before? Yes, of course, internship is going to be harder to find. But if you compare it to the internship you can find, what makes family job shadowing different? If you actually went to internship, you will know that there's some complications, such as the thing is that our school requires for 8 hours to pass the internship requirement, right? But then every single one of people that actually went for internship, when we contacted the workplace, every company responded with, what are you going to do with 48 hours? and from their point of view is that if someone are going to work for them for free, right? The performance of the intern should be valid too. And that 48 hours isn't enough. It's just going to be the time that you comes in and just look at what they are doing, which is basically visiting the place. Family job shadowing will discard that complication. Is that it's the parent of our own community is going to be easier to contact with. Okay, let's end it there.
Okay, there are two questions that like two person asking a question. The first one is Sunita. Okay, you can like unmute your microphone right now.
Okay, so first of all, this is a wonderful idea. I think it's going to be very beneficial for all students. But my only concern is when it comes to the worst case. Like, what if our student accidentally made something that causes loss to the business, like accidentally, and who's going to be responsible for this? The student government who create this policy, or the school who holds the insurance of this student? Like, I don't know, like for example, you go inside the factory or like the manufacturer, which is very serious, but then you cause something error in it. Like, this is just the worst case that I want you to taking a look at it. Like, how are you going to handle with this?
All right, very good question. First off, maybe we could start off with a prevention before this could happen, right? And okay, let's just speak about the worst case first. If that actually happened, first of all, it's going to be a bit awkward. It's going to be a bit awkward for the parent and the student in there as well. And I'm sure there's a possibility that could happen. However, are going to be responsible if something broke. Then, in that case, what to say? The student government will act as the medium. We will talk. We will help talk. If if that troublesome student causes trouble, we of course are going to say that medium. If that student do not found it comfortable to talk to the parent. However, there of course are going to be some relation money, right? In case it's going to be on the people, on the one who broke it, honestly, because we are old enough, guys, and in that case, that's why the first thing we should be concerned on is the implementation process. At the same time, the parent should be concerned about what part of work are they going to presenting to the student as well. Is that many other things that it is mostly about like how people consider like how we planning the thing, and in that case, the student government will try to be a part of it and help consider like the possibility that that could happen. Basically, we would help as much as we could. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and the next question is from yeah, go on.
Sorry, that took a bit long. I forgot my question. Let me regain my question back. What was the question again? Think. Oh yeah. Of course, the internship will have to be graded, right? And I think there's kind of like this rule where you can't really go to your own family business. So I don't know if that is kind of like similar to going to someone else's family business, because I mean, at the end of it all, the family business that you would be attending would be from your friends or from your close friends, right? Which I don't know if there's going to be problems about clarity over the topic of fair judgment and fair evaluation. Oh my God, this camera is sinking. Okay. Yeah, that's the
with the
question.
regulations.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. There is a rule that we cannot go to our own parent. That's it. But in this case, when we are perhaps if family job shadowing is happening, right? For the part that if someone is actually talk with their close friend, like, oh, I want to go to your parent businesses. In that case, when there's an intimacy present, I can see the correlation why this could be on the concern, like, because you guys are close. Why are you working on with each other, guys? Like, but at the same time, it's not against the rule. It's not against the rule. It is, there's a correlation that is like you guys are close, but still it isn't the same parent. It's not your relative still, and there shouldn't be any issue on that.
Yeah, so I was just concerned because
Yeah.
there's kind of like a similar thing that's happening with peer teaching. We have this rule where you can't really tutor your friends and tutor your girlfriends and stuff.
Yes.
which it's to keep things professional as much as possible.
Oh,
Which
yes.
I was just concerned if it would be the same problem with your family job shadowing, but I think it's a very good idea to bring parents and probably maybe speak something about their own occupation. I think that would be a great idea.
Oh, that is actually a very good point. So, yeah, thank you. That could be used
Yeah.
for like actually preventing improving things. Yeah, and okay, let's summarize.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
the next question is from like Poon. Okay. Just
can I ask something about this? That the certificate will be given to the participants, right? What is the point or the things that will make your certificate like effective? And what will be qualified in it? Can you explain about it?
For the yes. Sorry for not elaborating enough. The certificate, any cases, like if we are making competition, of course, in that case, for learner development point, everyone is going to, if you participate. For certificate, there will be cases. The winner is going to be probably the one that taking the certificate back, right? To make the certificate meaningful and like actually viable, and that for the part about if you were concerning about if everyone having the certificate and how meaningful it is. Yeah, some wait, just to make sure, was it about competition or like the job shadowing?
I mean the competition one.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Then what I say is that there will be cases that we would consider giving just the winner just to keep the certificate worthy succeed, like that. And also that about like that part was about if everyone is getting the certificate. There's also the competition we would try to make it. We say we is that everyone, we would talk to everyone like what kind of competition would be actually for the people that people would actually put into their portfolio, and the science gang people would found this like there will be like many example for the science gang, like maybe state on you enter a quiz competition. That are the something science related would be worthy enough to put in the portfolio. Yeah, I would end it right there.
But is it adequate already? Like for example, the science fair project. Do you think the students already have an adequate like amount of certificate already or not?
Are you saying that like our school already have something on it already, right? And have creating more answers to enter competition would not be.
Yes.
Yes, because science fair, how many winners will be in science fair? This year not even have science fair. They cancel it. I was the one like I wanted to do science fair too. I have the equipment here. Cancel it. So the thing is that there's many possibility that like the thing that they already have for us would not actually be there for us. And if we just talking about like what does already have, for example, the science fair, that's a long-term component. People like actually spend a lot of time. It's kind of sad that many people in competition, but only a few people that actually getting like an actual benefit from it. Like many people, everyone got the certificate, right? I think like got a certificate for participating in science fair. Yeah, and like for the people that like finding the certificate meaningful is the one that who won. Is that we want to increase the chances of people having the fair like viable certificate. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question.
Sorry, I have one question left. So like, I kind of go back to the internship. Like you say that last year, like all grade 11s struggle with finding the community to do intern, right? And you say that you like you come up with a plan that you will ask for like some parents to open this opportunity for like some next year to get an intern at the parent company, like at the other friends parent company, right? And the thing is that like last year, the reason that all of you like struggle is because of COVID-19 too, right? And
Yes.
like what I think is that these companies and everyone is already struggle with the COVID-19 thingy, and if they like accept like students from like with no experience as a, like doing internship in the company, do you think is it gonna like create more burden to them, because like they already struggle with this COVID-19 already, and they also have to take care of this group of students that gonna do an internship at that company? Like, what do you think about this idea?
The question is on the like the concern on like the COVID-19 mainly, or is it about the like it would be a burden to the company?
Yeah, the burden to company, and also it's related, so it's both COVID-19 and the burden and the struggle that company already have.
Oh yes, there's a two scenario to that actually. First off, the about the burden thing is that we do not force any parent to like come and be the presenter like that. It is still their choice, and it is their consideration if they want to participate in this or not, and it would be up to their like consideration if their company is ready for giving out this kind of thing. And also, as we mentioned in the video, if you caught it, online online is still the choice, and it is on the presenter too, and yes, student government will help preparing the meaningful and a quality like a presentation that is adequate for the students. So I don't think there should be any worry about like if we're doing online, would it be the same as like going to actual place? Yeah. It is about the preparation of the presenter. Yes.
Okay, and one thing, like if you like can I ask something like about your plan? If like one parents company want to like accept like only 5 students of like only 5 students from MUIDS to like get an internship there. Like, how are you gonna like manage this? Like, who gonna get this opportunity first? Like, how are you gonna do this to make it fair? Yeah.
Make it fair. I would say that's two scenario again. One scenario is that if we accept the people with who is faster, who's the flash, who put in the information. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do this internship. I want to do this family job shadowing first. Then who the one that wrote first got it. Scenario 2, we could deceive. We could try. We could make a interview question, and yes, there's going to be like about who is going to consider the interviewer. Sorry, who is going to be the one that decide that okay, this person got a good answer. And to be honest, that's the question that we would have to find out later, like because it also depends on the parent as well, right? That like because the parent who are the presenter, they will know about what kind of person would suit with their topic the most, and they would prefer to have that person. And again, there will be other issues, and mostly the issues that are going to happen are the issues that would occur when we actually started doing the thing. And the thing is that you be prepared. Okay.
Okay.
And mostly like this thing cannot be answered right now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Can you tell me like
second one, right? Line official accounts, also straightforward. We're going to since every like the past student governments have had accounts, we're going to have one of our own. We think we could add something to allow for students to see or interact with, which is the school news announcements, homeroom and stuff, and also we're going to have an online food ordering system that right now would be a bit hard to do, but we can write the code and like the set up developer APIs in like a future account. Yeah. Any questions?
okay,
Because I'm waiting for questions.
Flawless.
filing.
I'm still
Yeah, filing. Don't worry.
okay. We have a couple.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a little question. Like, did you talk about like line official that you can order the food, right? I've seen your video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some concern about it. Like from my experience with the MUIDS stuff, we have tried this project before and we tried to contact each store about this. However,
yes,
we got some rejections because of the concern that students who order the food may not come to get the food and pay for it. You might think about using online banking and making them pay first. We tried that. The thing is that this will create more work for the staff or the sellers because they have to check whether every transaction is real and correct. And when compared to just making students like get into the queue and pay money at that time, it is easier for sellers to check if the money really gets into their account. Due to these facts that I say, do you think that you can still be able to achieve this goal? And if yes, how?
I don't really understand the problem that you're giving. So you're saying that the problem is the students would bail out on their ordering. Is that what you're saying?
Pardon? Can you repeat that?
I mean, like the students would order and then they would not come take the food.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then I feel like it doesn't. our concerns, well, I feel like the problem with that is, well, in our, as of current, without the line official account, that problem might still occur, which is, well, understandable. Well, some students can sometimes be a bit not good, be a bit bad, but I feel like we could, since it's an online food ordering system, and we have specific codings and stuff that we can do. I think that we can set up regulations for when students try to order food, which of course we could potentially set up a blacklist for students when they happen to order food and they happen to not pay for it, and I mean not pick it up and pay for it, which of course that would be a very important thing to note, because students don't really create a new line account because like students won't create a line account because they got on a blacklist. I feel like, yeah, that's my answer for now. But there are other potential solutions that we can do. Yeah.
Actually, like we have tried to persuade the sellers about this stuff, like also what you said, but they still does not accept this
Well,
conditions.
in a sense, right now they are actually doing the order before. Like, I don't really understand your question, because as of current, well, say, oh my god, low battery. As of current, we, like, say at lunch, like say we still have this on, like we have line, not, oh my god, let me rephrase. We still have this food ordering system, like in real life. We just write it on the post-it, which of course the stores do it, which of course it's the same thing. And well, the line official account ordering food ordering system is basically meant to allow for students to access to order different things easier, because sometimes maybe they're stuck with this certain emergency and they can't order food and come down and write on a post-it note or something, which of course maybe what we do right now. But yeah, I don't understand the question of why, like how our system would be difficult to tackle this situation, because it's a thing that's already happening. They are actually using this food ordering system, but it's just on a post-it. Are you getting what I mean?
Like you will create one line account, right? And any students can like order the food through this line account, right?
Yes, it's automated. Yes.
And how are you gonna like send the order to the sellers or the stores?
It's automated, so we would have, the stores would have to have their own they would have to have a line account, of course. But I believe that although you might ask, well, some stores might not have a line account in the worst case. Well, I feel like, well, it's not really an issue, because I'm pretty sure like the majority of most of our stores right now have line accounts, and it's something that they use every day. So it's not going to be a hard problem if we can just create a system where you can just send food orders through line. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is now finished. I think Titan, you have a
Thank
question,
you.
right?
Okay.
Actually, I was just now it was P High, right? Or P Pauline.
That's P Pauline, I think.
Oh, P Pauline.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to like, could you please repeat like the problem with the limitation? Why is this policy gonna happen again?
So basically, you want me to repeat what P Pauline said, right?
Sure.
So the problem with the system right now is, she says that sometimes the kid would order stuff and they would not come pick it up. So the stores would have made the food already, but the students would not pay for it and would not come for it. So she's saying that the creation of this, the implementation of this policy of this line official accounts online food ordering system would not be possible because of this issue, is what I interpret. But I'm saying that this problem does not only occur on our line official accounts, because our food ordering system is already active. It's already in the school. We already have a food ordering system. It's just writing on a post-it note. So I don't really understand like the problem with ordering food. Like why the stores wouldn't comply or wouldn't follow with the policy.
Sorry to interrupt, but the thing is that like most of the store, like I can't remember which store, like they tell me that like the thing is that if the students like order the food at that time and they pay at that time, they will be able to check if the money already get into their account. But if they're doing some like line official stuff, they not like trust us and not believe us that there will be no problem about this, and they scared that like students might like cheat it and that like transfer the money like not the exact number that they need to like transfer, or like maybe cheated and they did not like transfer the money at all. Yeah, this is a concern from the restaurant that I have asked, like yeah, so how this is my concern. Sorry.
Okay, then if that's the case, then I think it's possible that we can make the relationship, I mean the interaction between the students and the actual store more closer. What I mean by this is saying that they don't trust us with the money, right? Then why not allow for them to pay to like directly, and there's obviously going to be like some kind of evidence, right? I don't know much about like ordering with your phone and stuff and like paying, but there's you can pay direct account, right? Is one of my low tech brain things. Yeah, and I think that pretty much solves the issue of not being trustworthy or not being trustable with the money, because we're not going to take care about the money. This system is made just for students to order stuff to the store. We're just the medium where students can order stuff and they just pay to the store directly back to us. So there's no concern about money thing. Exactly.
Sorry, are you sure that there is this program in Line Official?
Send a picture, right?
No, just ordering the food and also like checking if the transaction is correct.
It's easy because I feel like the tracking part is not our work. It's the store's work. Our system allows for the students to order food with our system, and we relay that message to the store. We're kind of like a hub for students to order and pass on this message to the store. So we're not taking part in any of the money transaction.
And that's the problem too. Like the thing is that they don't have that much time to check if every transaction is correct. Like if compared to like people just like what I say, like get in the queue and pay at a time, it's more easier for them. Like most of the store like begin to prepare the food after students order, because like there are many orders, so it's gonna give more burden to them. Yeah, this is the problem that I face.
More burden. I mean, it's the simple. I feel like it's based on the simple interaction between students and the store. You just buy, you show, you give evidence you bought it, and that's the store also, her line account thing notification comes up. It shows, oh, it's Mr. This, say Mr. Ankrit Wajapatana. Okay, they paid. I mean, I think it's simple. We're not taking part in any, and it's not hard for them because, of course, the people who order food like normally, some of them would obviously convert to the online food ordering system, which of course it doesn't make any more burdens to them.
Hi,
Perhaps
I'm
it
here
even
too.
makes it easier.
Right. Okay, I'm here too. So, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it doesn't really work with like that way. There's like they're concerned that there are two systems in place. The one in real life where they have a face-to-face interaction where they can see the mobile phone, and then there's another one in line. And for example, not to like throw anyone under the bus, right? But for when we discussed with the restaurant 5 said that she's not high tech at all, right? And that's why she disagreed to the system number 2, which is the line account. She doesn't want to cross check, or she don't even know how to like keep track of every line that is coming through her account and the messages. Let's say that there are like 150 messages per day. How are they going to keep track of all of it and check if this is like 30, 40 baht or just 3 baht? Like they can't comprehend that amount of messages in one day, right? So that's why it doesn't work in our cases. How are you gonna change?
I feel like sorry sorry to interrupt, but I feel like it at least proves evidence. It's not taking advantage. I feel honestly, to speak really honestly right now, I feel like some people don't even pay for their food, which is a very serious problem. They don't even pay for their food, even with all. I see people saying about store A, they order food, and then when they actually get the food, they don't pay, which really angers me. And at least I feel like this online food ordering system will allow them to at least keep all their evidences online in one place. And even though say Star 5 does not really agree with this one, they don't use it, then I feel like there's still other stores that can actually use this system. So we're not forcing them to use the online food ordering system, but we're opening up a new lane for them to allow for interaction with the students easier. Well, say, for example, if I was in the library during lunch, I was printing some work, and I wanted to order food on, say, store 3, but I didn't come during break because I was doing something else and I didn't have the time to order food. Well, what happens is by the time I'm back from the library, I will have to wait this certain amount of time, like 20 minutes for like a plate of fried rice, which is, I feel like it's something that we could avoid by using this online food ordering system. It allows easy access. You won't have to wait 10 minutes before the lunch ends, before you could actually get your food. That's what it's meant to do. But if the stores do not want, if the store does not want to use this one, then it's okay. We're not forcing them. Yeah.
All right. So I do not have the question, but I have a suggestion. I
Yes.
think it's very a good idea to relieve this problem, like waiting such a long queue. Maybe
Yes.
we can use a student ID card as a beneficial tool, since we can input our money inside. And I recognize some of the Thai schools are using this system. For example, St. Gabriel, I think they are using that, and I think it's very effective. Since
Yes.
we can put some our money inside, why don't you consider like talking to some of the tech guys in the school, and that would be easier. Like both of the restaurant do not need to like check all the evidence because it's already like input and like ding dong, and when you like
Yeah,
order
I've thought
something.
about that because
Yeah.
I'm a former St. Gabriel's College student as well. So I have like I
Okay.
have my ID card. I still have it. It's called Smart Purse, if I recall. But the problem with that is it's expensive. We would need the fund for the machine. The stores would have to understand how it works. The students would have to have their ID cards, which are obviously they're going to have to pay for it more, which yeah, that's a problem. And we're going to have a station where you can refill that card, which you could probably use 7-Eleven. It's the same function as well. But yeah, you would have to, there's a lot of steps that needs to be considered first about the system. Yeah, but I feel it's very convenient, just deep and then everything's easy.
Yeah, true. Okay, so
Yeah.
like your concern is very sound realistic. So maybe if that is possible, it's gonna be great. I just give you some ideas. Okay.
Yeah, but I've thought about like ID cards, and maybe we could use this as one of the evidences for the online food ordering system in case they actually don't pay. We would know like who actually didn't pay, and we would have to talk to them, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Good luck. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, everyone, let's cut out this on fire like official, no?
Oh my god, I'm like low on battery as well. I'm like 16%. Oh, okay. Any other questions?
Okay, I think let's move on to Nong Japan's next policy, right?
There was some hardcore engineering discussion. Okay, okay. Next up, my my next policy. The name is Active MUIDS. COVID can stop us. Can stop us. The policy aims to strike on the problem of disconnection in the community. I think I already mentioned like why do we need connection in the community already. The first idea is MUIDS mainstream. MUIDS mainstream, what is it? MUIDS mainstream is a media organization that content for the student to watch, to interact with it, and also the opportunity for the student to be a part of it. The idea is that the principle is that our school, there's a school that had gone missing, and it was actually very important part, but many of us do not know. Homeroom is going to be homeroom. It was an hour that the student get to see the same thing, see the discussion that the student comment, the other, like anything important or any interesting, those stuff are gone because there's no medium between the student and the others. MUIDS mainstream will be the main media for our school. And I know, okay, prepare for the question already. Okay, I guess like on the content, there's a two things to be concerned about MUIDS mainstream. For the content part, what are we going to show to the student? First of all, there will be of course announcement. Ordinary, but some are going to happen. The content about freedom of expression, of course, many of students of our school, we are all unique and we have our own opinion, no matter in what way. It is the value that people in our generation are craving for, and guess what? We are in international school, and we don't even have the pathway for expressing our thought. One of the content is the opinion expressing content, something like that. Let's not. I guess those are like tiny bit. There's also going to be some elective presentation, like those are just minor things like, about the content. But the thing is that the thing that we are going to take MUIDS mainstream seriously is that it's about the production value. Production value is so important that it is the thing that attracts the student. And to create a promising production value, we see that MUIDS mainstream need to be an organization, not just some people working on it. MUIDS mainstream will also work as a club that allows students to join in, and there will be some section, and I would like to get into it later in a second about the section that you can join in. The point is that it gives the opportunity for the student to be a part of the media production process. And actually there's a lot of value that you can gain from doing media too. Like, it is not just only scoping for the people who want to go for the artistic field of study, or people that just only want to do media. There's more than that, which I would left that for the question. Next up, I think MUID also include elective open chat. Yes, all these things we are aiming to solve the disconnection in the community. We see that there's a many things, right? Like, okay. One other thing that going to connect many of us and we see that is useful. It is the elective, particular elective community. So we want to create time group for that, and we want to make it official that okay, every elective are going to have an open chat where you can ask your senior about what do you want to know, sharing ideas. Okay, that's all. Don't want to waste the time. Okay.
There are two questions here. Let's start with Nita first. I know go on.
I think the question I already asked, so that's it. No longer than that. It's just a question that I've already asked in previous questions.
Okay, so there's another question from
Mom baby, right?
yeah. Go on.
Hi, I'm Baby from Polaris. So have a question for you, like the elective open chat, right? I think it's kind of like the same with the deck MUIDS, the deck MUIDS that like our senior have made. Yeah, I think they have something kind of like this elective open chat. I'm not sure what is it called though. Like I want to know what's the difference between this and from the deck MUIDS.
Can the deck MUIDS officer could elaborate on this, like, because to be honest, I don't know like what is the function that the deck MUIDS already offer. It's like can to be honest, we haven't heard of it. Can you can anyone like elaborate on it, and like what is it? Okay.
I'm not sure if there are like any tech MUIDS from in this room chat, because like a lot of people have already left. But I don't know. I think that it have been going on for a while, so I guess I don't know. I mean, I am surprised that you did not know that MUIDS have this function, but yeah. But I'm not really sure how it's work. Is it like in the Discord and something?
Do you use this function?
Me, not really because I don't know how to use Discord.
I see. That's the problem. Discord isn't wide enough for many people, and actually, like this is just like pointing out earlier, like Discord. Discord is an amazing app. It is an amazing program, but as I said, as you probably going to know that many of people don't know how to use it, and like many of us, it is going to be a bit hard that like for the student government to say, yo, we found a new app, guys, and and I want everyone to use it, and it's going to be like a bit hard. But for Line, Ang already said that many people in our school use Line, and it's going to be more reachable for the people. And I guess that would be the difference, is that it would reach out to more people, to wider range of people.
But still the same function, right?
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
And I see nothing wrong with it.
Like, did you say that you did not know the this, or like something related to this? You, Japan.
Like the thing that you were surprised that I
the existence of big movies, or what?
I mean, like actually about like the Discord, I know, but it just that, okay, to show that I actually know part of it. I know that the MUIDS Discord wasn't particularly striking on the elective topic. It was a place for people to discuss, and it's good. But what we are offering is that what we are offering is that like a particular community for the people to actually participate. And I guess that's all.
Okay, so since you mentioned I have a member to come join, so here I am. First of all, we have Discord, like what Baby just mentioned earlier, but your policies have a lot more than that, which is the line account that you want to have a community. So first of all, you want to have that image, then what's the difference? Juniors asking senior privately, why do they need to use your stuff? And the other thing is that you got the media, something I'm not sure the name of your policy, but that media one is actually overlapped with a lot of clubs, especially for photo clubs. So what is your stand on that?
I guess there are two questions. I got like the first question. Sorry. About like the overlapping. Yes, I talked to the people in the club already. We had a discussion about this, and I found that for the club, even multimedia to create club, and I can see like those clubs have their own objective. But for the photo club, I asked them, what is your job actually? They said taking photo. They're not supposed to do any like any media things, but all the things that they were actually working on, people asking for them to do it. And also that it is a club, they were independent, so I'm sure they have their own creative direction that they wanted to go to, and they were very clear about it. Like, here's a bit of a sharing. I was actually like trying to talking to the photo club member, but yeah, they stated that they do not want to be a part of this, and therefore MUIDS mainstream need to be its own organization that can stand on its own. Multimedia, I did some insight, and I'm sure that the first of all, like the club isn't like happening, right? But like this day it isn't happening, and also that I wouldn't assume like the future of the club, but the people that are in there like beginning to leave, and I am very aware of this. Can you please repeat the first?
Maybe I might not introduce myself fully. So I'm also the president of the photo club. So I don't understand what is your concern that much, and is that a relative argument you got? Anyways, that's something on the inside. But since I already unmute, I have another question. Is that I actually appreciate more of your policies and ideas, to be honest. But from your past experience, you mentioned earlier, you are mostly observing and being behind others for most of your experience. Like you didn't lead anything or be a founder of something. So what convinced you that you can be the president, and most importantly, the president that have the ability to make your policy that you promise come true?
Experiences. This is going to perhaps it's probably going to like get into personal thing, but if in charge of like a very outstanding club, I wasn't into that. But how should I say, is like it is a question like asking like, am I capable of this, right? What to say?
I mean, if it's too personal, you don't have to just let you off there.
No, it's fine. Like the thing is that I wouldn't. I mean, it's a good question. Like people are going to want to see their leader that there's something that can actually be back proving that this guy good guys, and people will be following him, right? But well, and for this kind of stuff, and to be honest, I couldn't really answer that if I have any like outstanding position on anything. But if I get to talk about like personal stuff, then not many people would really going to be relating to it, right? I mean, I got to be like, I don't think anyone care about class life anymore. I don't think anyone really care about that. But like I said, I am aware that this is not going to be related like for the order, but still, I do have the people that actually like believe in me, and I would not just like come out and say that okay, I'm gonna do this big thing that people would consider bigger than myself, and that like that, and that's not backing me up in on a personal level. But that is a very good question. Yeah, about this. Okay, then I don't have any evidence that I'm that good of a leader, but that I think that's another topic to tell. And also, I want to answer back to the MUIDS one. MUIDS isn't going to continue, right? Who's going to be in charge? And so far, I haven't seen any announcement on that. Like about the MUIDS present in the future. And to that, I guess MUIDS mainstream is the new media. And line group is another thing. Okay, I think we're taking like a lot of time.
Yeah. Another suggestion I would like to give to you is that sometimes you do things like this, you need to be less of what you think, but what the majority thinks. So if you don't have any proof that the majority think like you, so try to avoid those words.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I think we're really running out of time. I have something to offer.